Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, August 3rd, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 696 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Travel trouble Tuesday, American, Spirit cancel hundreds of flights for third consecutive day. Florida Governor DeSantis defends unvaccinated people who are catching COVID-19, media is being judgmental. British military agency warns of potential hijack in the Gulf of Oman as multiple oil tankers report they have lost control. Cuomo allegedly sexually harassed a doctor as she conducted his COVID-19 nasal swab. Andrew Cuomo's fate should be sealed. 10,200 COVID-19 cases in Florida hospitals, half 25-55 years old, 97% unvaccinated. Last stand, outspoken Barry says goodbye to the Tokyo Games. Jury overrules coroner's finding that black teen died by suicide. Trump didn't spend a single penny in the first half of 2021 to fulfill two big fundraising promises. I've got to launch the rocket, Elon Musk's fits of rage against employees documented in new book about Tesla's history. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Treasury Secretary Yellen to meet with House Democrats over eviction moratorium, The Washington Post. Allegheny County breaches CDC threshold for return of face masks, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Pentagon lockdown lifted, multiple patients being treated after shots fired, officials say, NBC News. Here's how much 2021 winners of Mega Millions and Powerball have forked over in taxes, CNBC. NBA free agency 2021, Hive updates, trade rumors, news as Suns keep Chris Paul, Heat, Bulls make big splash, CBSSports.com. Nikkei, Google Tensor is a 5nm chip and Samsung is handling production 9 to 5 Google. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo strongly denies claims and bombshell sexual harassment report, CNBC. Activision Blizzard hit by shareholder suit over sex harassment crisis, Polygon. Heat emergency brings record temperature and fires to southern Europe, The New York Times. Simone Biles on bronze medal victory, I was just happy to be able to perform, Fox News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Impeachment, American Crime Story unveils Beanie Feldstein's Monica Lewinsky. Cuomo stunner, denies sexual harassment accusations in bizarre press conference. The Biden administration won't explain its handout to big coal. Gold medalist pole vaulter looks a lot like movie heartthrob, Olympic fans say. Jenna Dewan on daughter's birth, ex-Channing Tatum wasn't available for weeks after. 5 Miami Beach officers charged after violent arrests of black men in hotel. Pentagon lockdown after gunshots fired near metro. NY Governor Andrew Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, AG report finds. Athing Muse mentor watches her 800-meter win and goes delightfully bonkers. Here's what's leaving Netflix in August. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Video of officer punching man concerns chief. Cuomo signs bill ending use of inmate in NY law. Zoo discovers endangered population of bees. Man wants charges dropped, prosecutor off case. Man accused of setting 8 fires. Judge gives Jussie Smollett team more time. 7 of 10 travel friends get COVID infections. Blind students in Nebraska build robots at STEM camp. Passenger recounts capsizing of historic schooner. Judge grants post-conviction relief to man. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Alex Azar, Americans need to get a COVID-19 vaccine. Marsha Mason's New York loft in a hayfield. Freedom, Florida and the Delta variant disaster. The 25 most significant works of post-war architecture. I no longer want to shop. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Atlantic writer ripped for demonizing DeSantis in wake of Cuomo investigation. This tweet is a masterpiece. Cuomo defiantly declines to resign, denies wrongdoing after bombshell sexual harassment report. Janice Dean calls on New York Dem Schumer, Gillibrand to stand up and demand Cuomo resign. Dabby offers second apology after recent homophobic comments. Jennifer Aniston comments on heartbreaking Britney Spears situation, the media took advantage. San Diego police fatally shoot armed man behind fast food restaurant, bodicam footage shows. Elise Stefanik calls for Governor Cuomo's resignation and immediate arrest. Border crisis shows no sign of slowing as migrants pour in, former officials slam national embarrassment. Andrew Cuomo's ex-girlfriend worried about his daughter's amid sexual harassment scandal, source. Trump's sway with Republicans being tested again in Tuesday's Ohio GOP primary. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, August 3rd. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. NYC to require proof of vaccination for indoor dining, fitness and entertainment. TPC Southwind profile, a stiff challenge at WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Fourth stimulus check, are we any closer to another relief payment? You see the redemption and all they've been through, Rami Ma on VH1's My True Crime Story. Small drone hit 7 World Trade Center. Fantasy Football 2021 QB rankings, Mahomes still tops the list, but Allen close behind. Baseball report, 3 recently traded Cubs homer in debut. Child tax credit, Monday is deadline to opt out of advance monthly payments. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Teenager, 19, accused of murdering his 15-year-old sister at caravan park appears in court. 7 men are found guilty of the murder of law student Aya Hajim. Deaths from MDMA, cocaine and sleeping pills such as Xanax have risen by up to 10-fold. Aliens could modify light given off by stars to send hidden messages across space, physicist says. Cuomo refuses to stand down and denies AG's sexual harassment report. Multiple people are injured in Swedish shooting with large police operation underway. Oil tanker and non-piracy incident off coast of UAE just days after Iranian strike in the Gulf. Woman busts cheater after noticing another woman's reflection in photo. Boy, 5, dies from head injuries after mirror fell on him at Fenwick's department store in Essex. Bridgerton resumes production on season 2 after shutting down due to 2 positive COVID tests on set. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Bionic arms and blue eye bots, how Russia aimed to nurture a tech hub in its Far East. A year after Beirut's blast, Macron's Lebanon gambit is a dud. Jamaican police probe allegations woman's dreadlocks were cut in custody. For some athletes, the Olympics aren't just a chance to compete, they're an opportunity to defect. Prominent Belarusian activist, who helped others flee Lukashenko regime, found dead in Ukraine. The eviction moratorium in the US expired, here's how other countries handled such bans. Kim Jong-un's mysterious head bandage fuels further speculation about his health. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed seeks to cut influential clerics down to size. Iraqi authorities denying prisoners their rights from arrest to prosecution, UN says. New restrictions sweep China as officials race to contain Delta outbreak. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Ship that blocked the Suez Canal docks in UK, 4 months late. This is not who I am. Cuomo issues denial after investigation finds he sexually harassed women, live. Wildfires reach outskirts of Athens during scorching heatwave. Iranian-backed forces suspected of tanker hijacking off UAE coast. Sierra Nevada red fox wins protection as endangered species. U.S. footwear firm buys Sweaty Betty in $400 deal. Third day of protests in Delhi over alleged rape of 9-year-old girl. Anger in Turkey grows over government handling of wildfires. Woman killed in rare attack by black bear in remote Alberta forest. COVID drug could help reduce heavy menstrual bleeding. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Pentagon reopens following shooting, stabbing incident. Tennessee sued over bathroom bill for public schools. Belarusian activist found hanged in Ukraine. Lawmakers join growing chorus demanding Cuomo's resignation. NYC will require vaccination proof for indoor dining, gyms. Tyson Foods, Microsoft to require vaccination for U.S. workers. 2 more officers who responded to January 6 Capitol riot have died by suicide. Bill Gates and Melinda French Gates finalized their divorce. Employee allegedly shoots 3 co-workers at Smile Direct Club. Who is Kathy Hochul? Meet the woman who could succeed Cuomo if he leaves office. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Ethiopia's Tigray crisis, bodies wash up in Sudan's border river. Andrew Cuomo, New York governor sexually harassed women, report finds. Warning of potential hijack of ship underway off UAE coast. Afghanistan war, bodies on the streets as fighting traps lash cargo residents. Chinese gold medalists face investigation over Mao badges. Vitaly Shishov, head of Belarus exiles group found dead in Ukraine. German pensioner given hefty fine for World War II tank in house. Ever Given, ship docks in Felixstowe after Suez Canal delay. Tokyo Olympics, Elaine Thompson-Herah completes unprecedented double-double. Tokyo Olympics, GB's Giles Scott wins Finn class, gold in men's 49er and silver in mixed NAGRA 17. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Multiple people injured, including officer, after shots fired near the Pentagon, lockdown lifted. Lockdown at Pentagon lifts after shots fired incident near public transit station. Starving manatees overwhelm Florida rescuers. Pentagon lockdown lifted after shots were fired near the metro stop. Strong winds threaten to whip up biggest ever wildfire on Hawaii's Big Island. New York to become first major U.S. city to require vaccination proof for indoor activities, live COVID-19 updates. 3 employees shot at Tennessee Smile Direct Club facility, suspects killed by police. We have to keep going forward, grief, trauma linger 2 years after El Paso Walmart shooting. COVID-19 surge in Florida causes long testing lines and many hospitalizations. The day in pictures. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. LA County took steps early to combat Delta variant. We should know soon if it worked. Monrovia woman contracts typhus after disposing of dead rat. How I photographed a high wire act. Video of deputies killing suicidal man shows multiple failures, experts conclude. The new state school mask rule doesn't faze many students, it's second nature now. Column, Lincoln Heights night market becomes nightmare for residents, who beg city for help. Why LA County has a politician with a gun and a badge, from Sheriff Villanueva back to 1850. Two-vehicle collision in Oak Hills leaves 4-month-old girl dead. Bay Area counties mandate indoor masks, joining LA's Delta variant rages. Bay Area mask mandate, what you need to know. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Lithuania publishes likely proof of Belarusian guards directing migrants. 9-year-old Dalit girl gang raped in Delhi and forcibly cremated, legs and ashes only evidence. Iran-backed forces believed to have seized tanker off Fujairah, maritime sources. Puerto Rico, law signed protecting medical cannabis patients from employment discrimination. 4 ships off UAE and Gulf of Oman warn they've lost control. Neither US nor China can put each other down, says Singapore's Prime Minister. PM Lee Hsien Loong said both powers have presumed incorrectly they would win in any conflict. Belarus opposition leader says, we must end Lukashenko's hell. Family in limbo after 10-year autistic daughter denied visa to stay in New Zealand. Pakistan reaches 1 million shots a day after warning unvaccinated face penalties. Iraq says U.S. returning 17,000 looted ancient treasures. End of era for Chinese fish as Kenya seeks to ban imports. UK scientists believe it is almost certain a coronavirus variant will emerge that beats current vaccines. Rapist jailed after fight for justice by daughter born following attack. Canada fines travelers for fake vaccination and testing papers. Japan started naming people who breach its COVID-19 rules, hoping to shame others into complying. The next headlines are from Forbes. Ford Motor beat on earnings but the stock failed at a key level. Here's how to trade it now. Cuomo denies sexually harassing women, says Attorney General's bombshell investigation is wrong. Bruce Springsteen's daughter Jessica fails to qualify for finals in Olympic equestrian debut. Pentagon lifts lockdown after shots fired at nearby metro station. Shipping container crisis could derail holiday toy sales. The San Francisco Giants need 2020 Austin Slater to reemerge. Texas and Florida cities mandate masks, despite statewide bans. Florida shatters record for COVID hospitalization, again, as DeSantis downplays crisis. This climate bill would actually send checks to Americans. Can it help save the planet and grow our economy? McDon American League Division Series sponsors Face Clan in major deal. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Why sports concussions are worse for women. Cash payments in Africa could boost vaccine uptake. The hunt for red fluorescent proteins. Declare how you are limiting your environmental impact. From the archive. India cyclones, hasten mitigation measures. COVID fast grand sped up pandemic science. Genomics of African American remains, limits must not compound inequity. Wildfire smoke creates brighter clouds, and weather changes. Author correction, molecular logic of cellular diversification in the mouse cerebral cortex. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,722,495,829 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. American Idol judges Katy Perry, Luke Bryan, Lionel Richie and host Ryan Seacrest will all return for season 20. Marsha Nassadar, film executive who shattered barriers for women in Hollywood, dies at 95. Hacks star Poppy Liu joins Rachel Weisz in Dead Ringer's Amazon series. Music industry moves, WME names Craig B. Sousa partner, Slipstream Records launches. Cinderella trailer, Camila Cabello's princess wants her own fashion empire, not Prince Charming. Tuskowski picks up Carol Puck's La Carnabound documentary bucolic exclusive. Celebrity makeup artists share the clean beauty brands they swear by. Showtime Uber series Super Pumped casts Carrie Bish exclusive. Vudu becomes Roku's official movie and TV store, as Fandango kills off Fandango Now brand. Pedro Almodovar's Parallel Mothers tapped for New York Film Festival closing the night. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Tamyra Mensah-Stock becomes first U.S. black woman to win wrestling gold. A bright spot amid Haiti's woes, its first mass rollout of COVID vaccines. Uninsured or unemployed, you might be missing out on free health insurance. Last week, 1 in 3 U.S. COVID cases were in Florida and Texas. Child care during competitions presents a major hurdle for Olympians and Paralympians. NY Governor Andrew Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, state investigation finds. Greece's entire synchronized swimming team is out after positive coronavirus tests. NYC becomes largest U.S. city to require proof of vaccination for indoor activities. More than 300 died in China flooding, 3 times the previously announced toll. An activist who helped persecuted Belarusians flee the country is found hanged. The following headlines are from The Week. All sides of the political spectrum are calling on Andrew Cuomo to resign. Biden's Iran miscalculation. Tucker Carlson joins the right-wing pilgrimage to Budapest. Trump's vaccine architect calls vaccine hesitancy a frustrating irony. 11% of unvaccinated Americans blame Trump for the new COVID-19 wave, poll finds. Simone Biles wins Olympic bronze in balance beam finals, her last Tokyo competition. Trump 2024 could be American democracy's 0 hour. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. 2 years after Walmart mass shooting, El Paso leaders see inaction and betrayal by Texas officials. Samantha Montano has disaster vision. Life and death in a Texas homeless camp. The next headlines are from Universe Today. NASA is going ahead with a hopping lander to explore the lunar surface. 2 bizarre red asteroids somehow migrated from the Kuiper Belt all the way to the main asteroid belt. NASA chooses Falcon Heavy over SLS to launch Europa Clipper, saving about $2 billion. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, August 3rd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. The Mediterranean heat wave goes on. Parhelix circle in 2 halos over Alberta, Canada. A 1967 solar storm nearly caused a nuclear war. See Mirror the Wonderful at its brightest. The next news is from Politico. Governor Cuomo denies report findings that he sexually harassed women. Senate sends bill to honor January 6 officers to Biden's desk. The Senate's bipartisan infrastructure gang saddles up for one last ride. Crypto Wild West requires new laws, SEC chair says. Maryland judge slams Trump-tied lobbyist for defying court order. DeSantis blames media for hysteria over COVID surge. House Dem campaign chief warns the majority at risk without message reboot. AG, Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, broke state and federal law. Pentagon lockdown lifted after gunman shot by police near Metro bus platform. New York City to mandate vaccines for indoor restaurants, gyms, performances. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, probe finds. Ship hijacked by suspected Iran-backed forces in Arabian Sea, sources say. Australia has a chance, Scola backs Boomers to beat Team USA. Australia thrashed by Bangladesh in match not broadcast on TV. How WA's North could stall states' vaccine rollout targets. Cash incentives not a bad idea to avoid an Australia divided by vaccine status. So out of my control, Simone Biles leaves Tokyo with bronze but no answers. Australia destroys Argentina and basketball medal curse is ripe for the breaking. Tokyo Olympics as it happened, Boomers charged to semis, Kookaburras reach gold match, unacceptable behavior on flight. Incentive to vaccinate, good health or hard cash. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Capitol Report, Senate infrastructure bill leaves out clean electricity standard and jobs-focused climate core sought by Biden. Royal Caribbean stock extends sell-off ahead of earnings. Metal stocks, gold futures end lower Tuesday as yields, dollar per cup. Capitol Report, SEC Chair Gensler says crypto rife with fraud, scams and abuses, threatens national security. Market snapshot, U.S. stocks edge higher as investors assess earnings, COVID worries. Coronavirus update, Biden to make fresh plea for the unvaccinated to get their shots after CDC raises alarm on Delta variant of COVID-19. Bond report, Treasury yields are mixed, with 10-year still near 6-month low. Howard Gold's no-nonsense investing, dementia and Alzheimer's disease, how to spot and prevent them. Financial crime, this crypto scam bilked investors out of $11 million and paid action star Steven Seagal to promote it. Market Extra, how investors are using alternative data to track the inflation debate. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Imagineer and Disney research fellow Lanny Smoot receives his 100th U.S. patent, laughingplace.com. Disney Imagineer Lanny Smoot hits inventor milestone, 100 patents, inside the magic. UWash, twin-strand sue ardent for royalties on DNA sequencing, Bloomberg Law. Vaccine patent waivers in the time of COVID-19 pandemic attorney, Dennis Garecho, Business Mirror. Clean, nanomedicines for neurodegenerative diseases, Seeking Alpha. Global reception desks market growth to spur with increasing innovations and inventions, the Monomed Current. 2020 patent transaction statistics released, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. Form 8K Scholar Rock Holding 4, July 29th Street Insider.com. Department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce report on review of the IPR regime in India, The Financial Express. Global diisobutylene market growth to spur with increasing innovations and inventions, the Monomed Current. The next headlines are from Quartz. The best startup ideas have multiple paths to success. The IOC is investigating 2 Chinese medalists who wore Chairman Mao pins. Can mandatory vaccinations bring back restaurant workers? Biles returns, Tencent sinks, bubble trouble. How likely is it for an African fintech startup to scale? What it takes to be the largest condom brand in sex-shy India. What an Olympic medal would mean for Indian hockey. Ready, set, press play. Are companies with COVID vaccine mandates alienating customers? Who cares? Olympic villages. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Social network GETTR, which promised to support free speech, now full of Islamic State jihadi propaganda. Daily Deal, the 2021 complete all-in-one Adobe Creative Cloud Suite course bundle. Canadian government continues its war on internet freedom with new online harms legislation. Cell phones still somehow get the entirety of the blame for teen depression. Biden's infrastructure bill shouldn't undermine cryptocurrency infrastructure in the process. Israel, ice cream, trademarks, this year's dumbest controversy results in trademark skullduggery. New York Congresswoman thinks it's too hard to be a good cop, offers up bill that would codify qualified immunity. Judge shoots down Viasat's quest to stall Starlink launches. Whistleblower Daniel Hale sentenced to 45 months in prison for exposing the horrors of U.S. drone strike programs. Copyright ruins everything again. How dare a sports writer get people excited about the Olympics? We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Governor Cuomo. Andre Drummond. Greg Bachelorette. JT eBay. Rudy Gay. Athing Mu. Pentagon. Cuomo. Gene Hackman. Volleyball Olympics. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Explosion shake Kabul as Afghanistan defense minister's residence comes under attack. Cultural preferences for boys and prenatal sex selection could lead to loss of 22 million girls by 2100, researchers warn. American activist athlete who shunned flag and blasted anthem over slaves' blood being slain fails to medal at Tokyo Olympics. Lesbian couple featured in Russia's first ever LGBT+ advert emigrate to Barcelona to start new life away from online backlash. As Russia recovers from economic effects of COVID-19, country's richest have seen $40 billion growth in fortunes in 2021, reports. Debate rages as Labour MP David Lammy questions why Black English is not a census option. American heroes, Biden hails latest officers to die by suicide following January 6 Capitol riot. Republican senator claims FBI knew more about Capitol riot than they admitted, as 2 more police officers die by suicide. Totally ridiculous, fans unimpressed at do-gooders urging football bosses to ask difficult questions about outlawing headers. Stop framing pushback to misogyny as hate, BBC admonished for anti-hate manifesto that threatens to silence trans critics. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. 4th police officer who was at January 6 Capitol breach dies by suicide. 1 officer dead, Pentagon lockdown lifted after shots fired at nearby metro station. Biden knowingly importing COVID-19 at extreme rates as unvaccinated illegals flood into country, TXGov. Inflation is half our mandate and other amusing quotes of the day. Q&A on the infrastructure bill and Biden fiscal package. The market has a Wyckoff problem. Experts move the goalposts, declare herd immunity threshold now 90% due to Delta. Panamanian flag tanker reported hijacked by Iranian forces off UAE coast. Gensler says crypto needs rules to spur widespread adoption. Rabo, it's almost as if all the Roaring Twenties memes from a few months ago were nonsense. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Florida may divest from Ben & Jerry's parent over Israel boycott. Belarus Olympic athlete row, what you need to know. Brazil's president hits out at new probe into voting fraud claims. Huge blast hits Afghan capital Kabul near defense minister's home. Food giant Tyson to require COVID vaccination for all U.S. workers. No military solution to conflict in Afghanistan, U.S. envoy says. New York Gov. Cuomo sexually harassed women, state probe finds. 5 U.S. police officers charged over violent arrests of black men. More than dozen people killed by rebels in East Dr. Congo. Saudi Arabia ramped up executions in first half of 2021, amnesty. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Cuomo called for zero-tolerance policy for sexual harassment years before investigation determined he sexually harassed women. Watch Live, Governor Andrew Cuomo responds to sexual harassment report. Exclusive, Rip Tom Emmer, infrastructure bill cryptocurrency tax dire for U.S. jobs. New York AG, Cuomo sexually harassed current and former state employees, violated federal and state laws. De Blasio brags about cutting off unvaccinated from everyday activities. People must see vaccination as literally necessary to living a good life. Poll, Joe Biden's approval rating drops 10 points in 60 days. Nolte, Fox fires Andrew Napolitano following sexual harassment allegation. NY elite lament rising wages in Hamptons Resort. NY Director Collins, parents of young children should wear masks inside home. Pentagon on lockdown after multiple shots fired on bus platform. The next headlines are from UPI News. Watch, cat runs onto the field during Yankees-Orioles game in New York. Woman reunited with class ring lost 29 years earlier. Look, emu on the loose in Ohio County. Woman dodging suspected scam calls finds out she won $1.47 and lottery prize. Diver in Scottish River finds iPhone lost over a year earlier. Watch, bear runs into Tennessee restaurant, attracts crowd of onlookers. Watch, airborne turtle survives crash through windshield on Florida highway. Watch, lightning strike splits large California tree in half at the trunk. Watch, teams compete for title of Los Angeles County's toughest lifeguards. Watch, man balances 19 glasses on a stick in his mouth, breaks Guinness record. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. PG&E says it will bury 10,000 miles of power lines to reduce California fire risk. Israeli woman donates kidney to 3-year-old boy in Gaza. The first amateur astronomer to ever discover a new moon, and it's orbiting Jupiter. Spent 3 weeks at a luxury hotel as their photographer chasing northern lights. Psychedelics company gets green light for PTSD therapy study using MDMA in Canada. This simple 10-question word test reveals how creative you are. Astronomers spot light from behind a black hole for the first time, proving Einstein right again. Treat yourself to a free root beer float at A&W's, 1 day only, no purchase necessary. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, August 3rd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Your Facebook account was hacked. Getting help may take weeks. Facebook users buying Oculus VR headsets to get customer service prioritization. Bear runs into Gatlinburg restaurant then meanders along the sidewalk beside visitors. The $27.85 beer, high-flying prices at airports spur Port Authority concessions audit order. A 2-headed sea turtle hatchling was found on a South Carolina beach. 3 injured after iceberg wall collapses at Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge. Priest sews his lips together in desperation over climate crisis. Olympic cameramen stopped filming field hockey to focus on a cockroach. Los Angeles air traffic control warns jetpack guy is back. From super spreader sex houses to nude beach fist fights, vaccinated partying not all it's cracked up to be. Old Town wants to completely dig up its landfill and move the garbage down the road. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Spotify tests super cheap subscription plan that's got some perks, but still has ads. Why Twitter wants ethical hackers to fix its algorithmic biases. From cybersecurity to the cloud, these IT learning course packages are all available for under $30. Surfshark VPN offers full protection for 3 years for under $60. Blizzard president leaves company in wake of harassment lawsuit. Xiaomi invests in a second self-driving company within 3 months. Section 230 allows social platforms to exist and thrive. Is it time for a change? All you need to know about Tensor, Google's own processor. K-pop, techno clubs, Zoe Saldana, 7 unforgettable moments from TNW conference. Fallen out of love with your business? Here's how to reignite the flame. The following headlines are from Science Daily. New study details enzyme that allows coronavirus to resist antiviral medications. Learning foreign languages can affect the processing of music in the brain. What's killing coral reefs in Florida is also killing them in Belize. Statins may improve survival for triple-negative breast cancer patients. Rethinking remdesivir, researchers modify current drug, creating oral version that can be taken earlier in COVID-19 diagnoses. New method to detect impact of sea level rise. New viable means of storing information for quantum technologies. A study identified 15 novel biomarkers for diseases predisposing to dementia. How sex cells get the right genetic mix, an interdisciplinary approach solves a century-old puzzle. Holistic assessment of plastic pollution in the Caribbean. The next headlines are from Information Week. Why entrusted core dev needs to low-code no-code. In the age of telework, protection is prerequisite. SolarWinds CEO talks securing IT in the wake of sunburst. The cybersecurity minefield of cloud entitlements. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, August 3rd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah Jazz adding Rudy Gay in free agency. High-risk families were asking a Utah County official for a mask mandate, so she turned to an anti-mask Facebook group to solicit comments opposing them. Over 82% of intensive care unit beds full as Utah's hospitals are once again stretched to capacity by COVID patients. Lack of foreign workers has seasonal businesses scrambling. Want to go to the 2022 Sundance Film Festival? Get vaccinated first, the festival director says. Paul Krugman, Freedom, Florida and the Delta variant disaster. Qaid and Tadamichi Yamamoto, we cannot stand by and watch Afghanistan collapse. Think you know Red Butte Garden? Here are 5 new ways to look at it. These new restaurants are coming to Salt Lake City's Regent Street. Heber police chief reinstated after being cleared of an unspecified allegation. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Rust is the most loved language for the 6th year in a row in Stack Overflow study. Social media giant failing to remove most anti-Semitic posts. Microsoft will require proof of COVID-19 vaccination to enter buildings in the U.S. Boeing scrubs launch of Starliner crew capsule to space station. Facebook researchers hope to bring together 2 foes, encryption and ads. Uber requires non-disclosure agreement before helping carjack driver. Blizzard's president is stepping down amid culture scandal. A magnetic helmet shrunk a deadly tumor in world first test. Facebook users are buying Oculus VR headsets to get customer service prioritization. Amazon's Lord of the Rings series will premiere in September 2022. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Judge to rule today on temporary restraining order request over St. Louis County's mask mandate. Winning $1,000 a day for life lotto ticket sold in Potosi, Missouri. Cuomo sexual harassment report response, I never touched anyone inappropriately. Fluorescent man charged with murder of estranged wife. The Beach Boys and John Stamos to perform at Missouri State Fair. Woman killed in suspicious fire at Ferguson apartment building. Pentagon lockdown lifted after active shooter incident. More than 110 COVID vaccines sent to 60 countries, Biden set to discuss vaccinations. This cannot be real, Alton father learns secret that could have saved his daughter's life. U.S. hits 70% vaccination rate, a month late, amid a surge. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Biles returns to competition with a bronze medal and a smile. Man arrested on suspicion of shooting at Chula Vista Brewery. Suspected COVID-19 cases in tigers lead to closure of Safari Park exhibit. Hiker killed by lightning strike in Northern California. Police seek arsonist in series of North Park fires. Governor Cuomo sexually harassed multiple state employees, probe fines. Multiple injuries as gunshots fired at Pentagon transit stop. NYC mandates COVID vaccine proof to enter indoor restaurants, venues, gyms. Kaiser Permanente requires COVID-19 vaccine for employees, physicians. Should have gotten the damn vaccine, father of 5 dies of COVID after visiting San Diego. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Road to the Future, Bell unveils VDOL aircraft concepts. Turkmenistan showcases newly acquired Leonardo's M346 FA combat aircraft. Buy Systems develops advanced version of APKWS guidance kits. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Police arrest Chris Wu on suspicion of rape. China's big tech crackdown, a guide. These 6 sports account for 70% of China's gold in Tokyo so far. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. AP sources, Pac-12, Big 12 commissioners consider alliances. Caltrans warns of delays during repair of major San Francisco intersection. Black realtor, client handcuffed during home showing after report of break-in. Video, fist fight breaks out between passengers on flight to Austin from New Orleans. Rough arrest caught on camera, 5 Miami officers facing charges. Tennessee won't incentivize COVID shots, but pays to vaccinate cows. Auburn gymnastics head coach taught Olympian Suni Lee's transition to collegiate athlete. Experts strongly encourage pregnant women to be vaccinated against COVID-19. Study finds early COVID-19 symptoms vary among age groups, genders. Education Department releases roadmap for schools preparing for in-person learning. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. After new CDC guidance, here's where suburban school districts stand on masks. COVID-19 update, 19,830 more shots, 2,682 new cases, 8 additional deaths. Masks now mandatory for Stevenson High students, staff. Saving the monarchy, how an Elk Grove village man is working to help struggling butterflies. Addiction recovery leads Cary resident to life of volunteer work. College of DuPage students must wear masks, vaccinations required in 2022. Pro skateboarder charged with murder in death of Wheaton man. Naperville District 203 to require masks regardless of vaccination status. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. The federal eviction moratorium ended. What does that mean for Washington? Washington's orca whale paws lose a member as oldest male, cappuccino, presumed dead. August 3rd is Seattle's primary election. Here's what voters need to know. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Hilda 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Ignacio 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth 10 km, in Papua New Guinea March 8, 2021, 12:01 UTC, about 4,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1321. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Burundi, Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, August 3rd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Officer dead after burst of violence outside Pentagon. Humboldt teen may have been kidnapped by couple due to mistaken identity, investigators say. Florida and Texas had 1/3 of all U.S. COVID-19 cases in past week, official says. Suspect rammed car into pawn shop before 100 miles per hour police chase across multiple Houston freeways. Rodeo Houston opens season ticket purchasing process. Slow tropical development near the coast of Africa. NY Governor Andrew Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, probe finds. Fort Bend Coast COVID threat level raised from moderate to significant in midst of spike in cases. Another chance for scattered downpours Tuesday. U.S. hits 70% COVID vaccination rate, a month late, amid a surge. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Senators behind $1 trillion public works plan show off their work. Yellen briefs Democrats amid calls for new ban on evictions. Detective, suspect's friends believed he had gun in theater. DeSantis won't move on masks as Florida COVID wards swell. Atlanta mayor, monster who killed parkgoer must be caught. Seattle's mayoral primary is a contest between liberal camps. Russia hands Navalny ally pro-like sentence over protests. Cully won't say why Watson missed practice with Texans. Lawmaker who ID'd rape accuser may lose committee assignment. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Cuomo denies wrongdoing after AG investigation finds pattern of sexual harassment. AG investigation finds Governor Andrew Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women. Early edition, Matt Damon doesn't know when to stop. NYC to require vaccinations for indoor dining, gyms and other venues. Extra, yet another reminder that Dolly Parton is good. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. NJ mandates vaccine or weekly testing for healthcare workers, prison staff. This is a guy who feels it. Bill de Blasio officially backs Eric Adams in mayoral bid. MTA and Port Authority are the latest agencies to require vaccines or weekly tests. Early edition, Matt Damon's daughter is a much better person than he is. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. 700 plus healthcare workers and patients killed in attacks on facilities, WHO. Suburban living the worst for carbon emissions, new research. Central banks must address pandemic challenges. Families still struggling 1 year after Beirut explosion, UNICEF. Resumption of China's contacts, years of protocol as peacetime weapon in an unstable world. General Assembly creates new permanent forum of people of African descent. WHO backs football body FIFA's Reach Out campaign for mental health. Increasing revenue and protecting public health during the COVID-19 pandemic. After vilifying the UN, US returns to the world body. Breastfeeding central to eliminating child malnutrition, agency chiefs. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. The cryptocurrency surveillance provision buried in the infrastructure bill is a disaster for digital privacy. Israel's director of public health stuns TV viewers with statement that 50% of new COVID cases are among fully vaccinated. Californians sign hoax petition to arrest and jail people who refuse COVID vaccinations. Billionaires segregate themselves on luxury private islands as ordinary people told they cannot travel. Fourth police officer who responded to Capitol riot dies of suicide. I'm going to rape you like I raped my daughter, George Soros' right-hand man Howard Rubin accused of sexually abusing 6 women. The Pentagon is experimenting with using artificial intelligence to see days in advance. NYC orders restaurants and gyms to demand proof of vaccination for all mall customers. Ammunition shelves bare as U.S. gun sales continue to soar. Want to avoid mandatory vaccine in UK? Try identifying as trans vegan. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Yes, a Lovers and Friends festival is real. Did Novak Djokovic tell Simone Biles that pressure is a privilege? This 1908 Olympics video features at least one clip from 1906. Governor Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, probe finds. Tanks but no tanks, German find for World War II weapons arsenal. Simone Biles returns to Olympic competition, wins bronze on beam. Lindsey Graham first vaccinated senator to test positive for COVID-19. U.S. hits 70% vaccination rate a month late and a metasurge. The Goodwill Ghost video from Nuke's Top 5, explained. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. CNN host Chris Cuomo testified in probe of brothers' misconduct. The horrific details of how Andrew Cuomo allegedly preyed on a state trooper. Olympic boss wanted flame lit by pure Japanese ex-Yankee player, not Osaka. Governor Cuomo broke the law by sexually harassing multiple women, AG concludes. Lyubov Sobol, Navalny's number 2, defiant after conviction, I am not afraid of them. NYC will require proof of vax for most indoor activities. Heavily intoxicated Australian Olympians threw up on rowdy 10-hour flight back from Tokyo. Activist whose NGO helped Olympian's husband escape Belarus found dead in Kiev. This pellet smoker is so easy to use you'll smoke perfect me the first time. He went from Surfside horrors to ER virus surge, worst it's ever been. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Biden should credit Trump to depoliticize COVID vaccines, ex-health secretary says. Flight attendant threatened to throw me off a plane over my outfit. Big Sean says he grew 2 inches after going to the chiropractor. Netflix docu-series set to chronicle first all-civilian space mission. CNN anchor Chris Cuomo was given confidential NY state info to aid Andrew's defense, AG. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Galileo project to search for alien artifacts hiding in the solar system. Are there any planets outside of our solar system? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Boeing scrubs launch of Starliner capsule to space station. Light spotted behind black hole for first time, proving Einstein right. COVID is not done with us, CDC warns, as Delta variant spreads. Doctor discusses what can be done to slow spread of COVID-19's Delta variant. CDC reveals pivotal discovery about the Delta variant as cases surge. CDC says pivotal discovery about Delta variant prompted new mask guidance. Florida's Delta variant outbreak triggers record number of new COVID infections. Florida breaks single-day record of COVID-19 cases. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. 2 new ways to find aliens, according to a Nobel Prize winner. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. 3 hospitalized after iceberg incident at Tennessee Titanic Museum. Cuomo defends himself in face of bombshell sexual harassment report. Cuomo sexually harassed several women, oversaw toxic workplace, bombshell AG report finds. He is wholly unfit to serve, calls for Cuomo's removal en masse after AG James' bombshell harassment findings. 2 transgender kids, parents sue Tennessee over anti-trans student bathroom bill. PepsiCo selling Tropicana, naked juice brand for $3.3 billion. Minnesota woman allegedly shot ex-husband in the back of his head, buried him under shed. Man convicted of killing Molly Tibbetts won't get another trial. Police officer stabbed to death, several people injured after gunshots reported at Pentagon Transit Hub. First in the nation, NYC to mandate proof of COVID vaccination for most indoor activities. The following headlines are from military.com. A year after doctors said he wouldn't be allowed to commission, Air Force Academy graduate joins the Space Force. Pentagon on lockdown after shooting near metro station. Taliban take much of provincial capital in South Afghanistan. NATO, EU join criticism of Iran over merchant ship attack. Survivor of capsized lift boat details escape during Coast Guard hearing. Some veterans exposed to toxics from burn pits to have compensation fast-tracked by VA. Burkina Faso sees more child soldiers as jihadi attacks rise. Navy's top admiral said SEALs had character and ethics issues. What do you really think? Department of Defense wants all active duty spouses to answer a survey. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Watch Live, Dr. Arwady provides update on COVID-19 in Chicago. Muslim nonprofit donates halal meat and school supplies, it's #1 most needed and the least available. 3 teenagers shot in separate attacks within about 8 hours in Chicago, man shot while driving car but 10-year-old girl passenger escapes injury. Former Pro Joe Moreno pleads guilty in DUI case. Chicago to see dry and pleasant weather through Thursday before things warm up and the chance of showers returns. Daywatch, the epic collapse of the 2021 Cubs, Pritzker signs bill aimed at fixing flaws in gun laws and why marijuana use could still get you fired despite Illinois booming industry. Orland Park revokes liquor license for country club where Piroli was arrested. Chicago man charged with murder and shooting death of 30-year-old Carpentersville resident. Column, why did Lightfoot claim 90% of Lollapalooza attendees were vaccinated? It was in a tweet. 19 people arrested at Lollapalooza this year, most for trying to sneak in, officials say. The following headlines are from FIS.org. When ant colonies get bigger, new foraging behavior emerges. Deadly wildfire encircles Turkish power plant. Problematic Greenland polar bear may be shot. Digital marketing improves product recall compliance, providing a new tool to enhance consumer safety. New study finds emperor penguins increasingly threatened by climate change. Built-in vibration control may help soundproof spaces. Can East Asian monsoon enhancement induce global cooling? Acquisition of channel state information for wave memo, traditional and machine learning approaches. Boeing delays key uncrew test flight to International Space Station. Users banned from social platforms shown to go elsewhere with increased toxicity. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, August 3rd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Kratom, what does science say about the controversial botanical? We're not alone, animals suffer from mental health issues too. Earth's inner core is growing lopsided. Zenith Labs review, a look into the Zenith Labs supplements. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Iceberg wall collapse at Titanic Museum in Tennessee hurts 3. Iowa teen hurt in fatal park ride accident leaving hospital. UEFA targets FIFA discipline over fan chaos at Euro final. Foot injury to keep Colts lose all-pro guard out 5-12 weeks. Ex-cops charged in Floyd death want separation from Chauvin. SEC's Gensler says crypto investors need more protection. NYC, big employers taking hard line against vaccine holdouts. Ross Chastain to drive #1 for NASCAR's Trackhouse Racing. OVC sues Eastern Kentucky, Jacksonville Street over exit fees. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. New York Governor Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, probe finds. Los Angeles County coronavirus hospitalizations log fourfold increase in just 1 month. Bay Area TV sports, what to watch on Tuesday, Wednesday. Olympics photos, pole vaulting, basketball, sport climbing and more. August TV, 5 new shows we cannot wait to see. Vikings cornerback Jeff Gladney indicted on assault charge for alleged incident involving woman. PG&E says equipment may have sparked fly fire before it merged with Dixie Fire. Aloha roller rink owner helps keep skating and her community alive during pandemic. International Beer and IPA Weekend is the perfect excuse to celebrate. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. California officials warn of plague risk after reports of infected chipmunks. Masterpiece Cake Shop's Jack Phillips appeals ruling over gender transition cake. Officials to unveil garden honoring victims of El Paso mass shooting. Multiple injuries reported in shooting on Pentagon doorstep. Al Sharpton, critical race theory supporters must rise up, face cowards at school board meetings. NY Governor Andrew Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, investigation finds. Vast majority of federal agencies' information security programs are ineffective, Senate report. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio, vaccine proof will be needed for indoor dining, gyms, performances. National Night Out police event comes amid uptick in gun violence. Lawmakers say Chinese investment in U.S. farmland poses threat. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Bipartisan infrastructure bill includes $25 billion in potential new subsidies for fossil fuels. Rand Paul and Libertarian PACs align behind Ohio's absent candidate. Update, the case for a new trial. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Chicago's Metro to require vaccination for all concertgoers. Lightfoot, no regrets on Lollapalooza or concerns it will become super spreader event. The Biden administration's mixed messages on COVID-19 discourage vaccination. Trump, Burke tax break, a million reasons to ditch property tax appeals board. On Friday, 77 years after giving his life for his country, Tech Sergeant Arthur Countryman comes home. Commentary, Simone Biles competed for herself, and that alone is a victory. In posh Jackson Hole resort area, workers priced out of housing live in cars, National Forest. Should you get tested for COVID-19 if you're vaccinated? What the CDC now says. Lebanon holds grim warning for United States. The next headlines are from the Times of India. CBDT extends deadline for various tax compliances. Fact check, old news viral to claim Kejriwal slashed diesel price. Explained, why Vodafone Idea shares plunged over 10%. PV Sindhu, one of India's greatest Olympians, Thakur. Heartbreak in semis but hockey medal dream still alive. More players could follow Stokes' mental health example, Kohli. SEBI scraps disclosure lapses case against Raj Kundra and Shilpa Shetty. Lalu, I want Chirag, Tejashwi to come together. It's for individuals to figure out drawbacks, Kalyan Puja. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Things to do, listen to Back to Blue by Clay Melton. Meet Long River Sessions. 19 players are locked to make 2021 Texans roster. Houston's Weird Safari House. Biles imbalanced beam final. What's next for George P. Bush after Trump endorses Paxton? Things to do, Red Dwarf celebrates 1-year anniversary. Things to do, see the Zamrock documentary which directed by Gio Arlotta. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this week. Jodie Whittaker got less Doctor Who time than the men. The next headlines are about world records making news. Tokyo 2020 Olympics, Thompson Hara completes double in 200m live, The Guardian. Mondo Duplantis fails to break world record but strolls to pole vault gold, The Guardian. Warholm sets new world record, wins men's 400m hurdles gold, KTVZ. World record may be broken in shot put on day 12 of Olympics, WSLS 10. Biles back with brave bronze as records fall, IOC probes Belarus, Reuters. Olympic tops estimates, Norway's 4-home world record run, Wolverine acquires Sweaty Betty, Yahoo Finance. An Olympic track built for speed is already producing records, The New York Times. Tokyo Olympics Digest, Germany smash world record 2 in team pursuit gold, DW, English. 4 team pursuit world records broken in one day at the Tokyo Olympics, cycling tips. GB smash world record, then crash, video watch TV show, Sky Sports. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. The new Cinderella trailer gives us Big Knight's Tale vibes. Ground temperatures reach a blistering 127 degrees in Turkey. Curiosity rover sees a weird Martian rock formation. China's propaganda ministries dislike the algorithmic feed, possibly even more than you do. Fandango Now and Vudu merging into one streaming mega-platform. Doing Marvel Zombies was a no-brainer, says What If head writer AC Bradley. NYC becomes first U.S. city to create vaccine mandate for gyms, indoor dining, and entertainment. Japan is naming and shaming citizens who don't comply with COVID-19 protocols. Florida's red tide is driving hundreds of sharks into canals. Exxon invaded my Roku. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Colinas do Tocantins in Brazil at 125.24 degrees Fahrenheit or 51.8 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in minus Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Department of Justice repatriates looted dream of Gilgamesh tablet, other artifacts to Iraq. If YouTube's algorithms radicalize people, it's hard to tell from the data. After a COVID-free year, Delta arrives in Wuhan, China. NASA science chief says it's okay to be worried or terrified about web. Awful transaction and timing, AT&T finally ditches DirecTV. Blizzard president ends 16-year tenure amid lawsuit fallout. Trusted platform module security defeated in 30 minutes, no soldering required. After nearly 20 months, Boeing and Starliner have a shot at redemption. Cadillac saves its best for last, the 2022 CT4V Blackwing. New WireGuard NT shatters throughput ceilings on Windows. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Former GOP strategist gives scathing assessment of Ron DeSantis' political future, MAGA version of Tim Pawlenty. Fox News brings on Kayleigh McEnany to attack Governor Cuomo for touching women in inappropriate places. Matt Gaetz whines that the media has treated him worse than Cuomo, and it doesn't go well for him. Ron DeSantis is sick of your judgment of unvaccinated Floridians, nobody's trying to get ill here. GOP civil war in Nevada erupts into ugly scene as far-right extremists try to bully their way into a takeover. Extraordinarily damning Cuomo investigation reveals how governor created a twilight zone for his victims, MSNBC analyst. Republicans have adopted a destructive new ideology and should no longer be considered conservatives, columnist. American hellscape, here is how Trump's well-armed shock troops could become even more deadly and barbaric. House Dem campaign chief delivers a startling warning to his colleagues at closed-door meeting, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. You know evictions are coming when court deputies get vaccinated en masse. 2 Olympians share gold for the first time in high jump history. Explosive report finds Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women and retaliated against at least one victim. Can hard drives be recycled? Google is trying to find out. A top Georgia high school has everything, except COVID precautions. Amid a surge, some hope, United States reaches 70% vaccine goal. It has saved my life, Mojo readers reflect on 100 years of insulin. These wildfire thunderclouds are ravaging the West. Minneapolis just gave some coronavirus relief money to the police. Is lab meat about to hit your dinner plate? The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. The truth about the quietest town in America, Wired. Take a deep dive into the new Star Trek, Lower Decks Season 2 teaser trailer, Space.com. Worth watching, Simone Biles at the Olympics, HBO's Obama documentary, Pray Away and UFOs on Netflix, Tulsa World. Space travel's most surprising future ingredient, mushrooms, Scientific American. Commentary, the future will be weirder than we think, The Bulletin. UFO hunting, with Harvard data, astrophysicist advocates for scientific investigation, WGBH.org. George Forst, 80, photographer discovered on the streets of NY, dies, The New York Times. Author reveals a monumental event among humanity in debut book, First Contact 02-2022, Yahoo Finance. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Bierst-independent ERK signaling reduces anxiety-like and conditioned fear-related behaviors in mice. Science. 2 key neurotransmitters linked to math ability. Medical news today. Gemgene sparkles at the ischemic stroke drug discovery target. BioWorld Online. Pediatric MRI market driven by Champagne Imaging, Hyperfine, Neoscan Solutions, Hamilton Medical, Aspect Imaging, OpenPR. Mimicking brain functions with graphene diamond junctions, phys.org. Aptinix to participate in 2021 Wedbush PacGrow Healthcare Virtual Conference, Business Wire. Bad at math? Blame your neurotransmitters, Big Think. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Search for evidence of alien visitation, the Galileo Project. UFO chases family UFO Chronicle 1973. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.